Wow. Thank you, Robert, for the kind introduction. It means so much to me to receive this honor from you that's named after your father. I'm awed to be here, even more than I expected to be awed, in front of so many people who've had such a meaningful influence on my life, as well as in front of so many of the leaders of the New York legal and Jewish communities. There are so many people I'd like to thank. But before that, I'd like to share with you a story to explain why I support this organization in the way I do. It's the story of what inspired Abraham. What is it that inspired Abraham to become the forefather of the Jewish people? It's a story of one of the most revolutionary moments in all of human development, told to have taken place about 4,000 years ago. Abraham is walking in a field, when suddenly before him, he sees a burning palace. He stops. He looks around. He asks, "Whose palace is this? Let me find the owner of this palace." At that moment, he sees and hears coming from the burning palace the call of God saying, "Lech lecha," to go build what became the Jewish people. Now, what's so important about this story? It's not the fire. As Billy Joel illuminated to us, the world's been burning since the world's been turning. We've had fires and destruction way before mankind. What's important is that possibly for the first time in all of humanity, did a person stop and care about a problem that did not directly relate to them. Abraham could have just as easily kept on walking and would not have affected him at all. What is so fundamentally important about this story is that places caring for a stranger as the prerequisite to Judaism. It's not that we care about strangers because God tells us to. Rather, until we care, there's no way that we could hear the voice of God. And what does the voice emanating from the burning palace tell Abraham? Is he told to put out fires? Is he told to meditate on poverty like Buddha did? Is he told to even feed poor people? Or is he told to go on Charity Navigator and find the world's most efficient charity? No. He's told to go build a people, to become a nation. Because the answer to man's desire to do good is to build a community. The rules of Judaism are the guide to how to go about building that community. In our tendency to be critical and even self-deprecating of our communities, it's easy to overlook just how an extraordinary a community we have built. Just one example. As mentioned before, after the terrorist attacks in France, a number of us at the UJA developed a program of a number of grants that we funded to connect to and really help the Jewish community there. A few months ago, I went with Ronnie and Dan and Michael and a few other people who are so happy you're here tonight to visit the program and see the community there. And one of the most memorable parts of the trip for me is we went to visit the US Embassy and speak to the human rights staff there. And the looks on their faces when they realize that we're not here because anyone's paying us to be here, we're not here because it's our jobs, we're here simply because we're part of a caring community. As we commemorate the centennial, we're celebrating that over the last 100 years, we have succeeded in hearing this call of Abraham in a way never before done in Jewish history. We actually have built a community that cares for every New Yorker and every Jew around the world, and we're actually there and we have the resources to help each of them. In this time, when people are talking about building walls, we are actually building bridges. Although all over we see fragmentation and polarization, by supporting this organization, we're taking a stand of the critical importance of a united community. And for this community and my part in it, there are so many people I'd like to thank, and everyone here to tell you what you mean to me. But if I were to do that, then Jay would never speak. So I'm just going to single out a few people. To my parents, who I'm so happy are here today. If it wasn't for my upbringing, I don't think I would ever be here. I was brought up that charity, and caring are no less a basic human need than food and shelter. And still today, when I'm dealing with people and talking to people, it's strange for me to realize that not everybody was brought up that way. To my wife, Geraldine, and I did not know about the video, and I'm just overwhelmed. Your ability to care for people and feel for people has endeared you to so many of us in the short time that you've been here in New York. You make me a better person every day. Je t'aime, mon amour. I look forward to building a family with you. As many of you already know, just 3 days ago, I switched law firms to the firm of Polsinelli, a great firm that if you hadn't heard about yet, you will soon. I want to thank our managing partner, Dan Flanagan, for being here tonight and for already respecting my communal passions. Thank you to the many clients who are here tonight who've had the confidence of continuing to work with me. Thank you to the many members of the legal community, many who are here tonight, who were extremely helpful and supportive as I was going through this transition. It shows that even with all the changes in the legal market, we still are a community. Thank you to those who made tonight such a historic success. To my dinner chair, Dan Kamensky, thank you for all that you did as a dinner chair and for your friendship and being a client for so many years. To Dan and Stacy, thank you for everything you did as journal chairs and for your friendships, which is particularly important as it's really anchored in communal caring and communal life. Thank you to the UJA staff. It's clear from working with you that your love and passion for the Jewish people is what shines for you through what you do. For almost none of you, this is just a job. To Lena and Lee, this dinner is a spectacular success due to your dedication. As the Emerging Leader recipient, thank you to all of those from my generation who are here, as well as to the over 300 people who are going to be at the After Dark in just a few minutes. As the reins of leadership is falling into our hands, our key challenge and opportunity for our generation is to not only prevent the fracture of our people, but to strengthen us in even a stronger community. Get involved, come with me to Israel on our centennial trip this spring. Together we can and we will make the next 100 years an even greater fulfillment of the community aspired to by Abraham.